Hello, welcome to Mini Bloks. You're watching Mini Bloks Vlogs. This is the floor, that's Spider-Man, and today I want to talk about pop vinyls and Funko in general, but more or less pop vinyls and kind of my take on them. As you can see, I've got a number, I've got some more back home, but I kind of wanted to jump into the fact that pop vinyls are everywhere. Everyone's got them, and pop vinyls are creating their own style of figures and different variations of vinyl toys or memorabilia, really, sort of statues and display items, but they've more or less managed to cover everything, no matter what it is, no matter how much of like a deep cut it might be or a cult following that it might be. Pop vinyl is more or less taking over the world, and people are eating this stuff up because it's brilliant. And in a lot of ways, it's absolutely brilliant because they're cool, they've got an awesome sort of style to them. I think some characters most definitely work better than others, but they've branched out to do so many different things. I mean, it would have started with pop vinyls, but you've got the Daubs, you've got your mini bobblehead kind of Funko Pop figures, you've got homeware and salt and pepper pots. Now you can also get mugs and ceramics and the fabrications, which is again similar style but bigger and sort of semi-articulate plushy toys. Honestly, they've branched out to do so many different things that I've even kind of started to lose track, which sort of brings me to I have no issue with pop vinyls. I just wanted to talk about pop vinyls from my perspective. These are the ones that I've got. My very first 5 pop vinyl figures were the Guardians of the Galaxy toys when they first, they were the first things that I actually saw that was released as memorabilia for the film. Obviously people thought the film was going to bomb, so there wasn't really much to buy because I was constantly refreshing every single website that I knew where I bought stuff from, and there was just nothing. There was no Guardian stuff. Then occasionally a couple of things popped up and you had some pop vinyls and you had some other bits. That's Guardians of the Galaxy, that's another topic I can talk about. But they're my first 5 figures because I wanted something that's going to be Guardians memorabilia wise. And then of course the film was a massive hit and everything blew up, and now you can buy as much stuff as you really want to. More or less you can buy more stuff than you'd ever need to, which I guess is a good thing post Guardians film for someone like me that wanted to buy Guardians stuff prior to it. So bonus, I wanted to be like a collector of more or less the Guardians of the Galaxy toys. So when the pop vinyls were announced, that's where I went to immediately because I'm not that fond of pop vinyls. Like I like them, but I've got like no sort of, very little desire to own them, certainly to seek them out and buy them. Whereas when the Guardians came out, I wanted to make sure that I could try and get everything Guardians related, so I bought all of the 5 pop vinyls immediately. And then shortly after the film, you started rolling a few more out. So you'd get Groot, which is your traditional kind of Groot, but then you'd also get like moss-colored Groot, and there was a glow-in-the-dark exclusive Groot, and then Baby Groot blew up, and there's Baby Groot everything, which kind of bugs me a little bit, if I'm honest, because it doesn't matter. And then you had like the Collector, and you had Yondu and Nebula. It just sort of kept going, Ronan. And so it's like, I'm going to collect them all. Here's 5, and there's another 5, and then some more, and then a few more. And I was like, okay, that's just ridiculous. I'm not going to bother. I'm just not going to bother. I'll stick with the Guardians, and that's it. And that was kind of where my entrance point and exit point really sort of happened with pop vinyl. So I've got the original Guardians ones, and I've got some of the Guardian mini bobbleheads like these 2, but I've got everyone else but Rocket and Groot and whatever the variants are. I know you can get some sort of metallic finish ones and glow-in-the-dark ones. But I've pretty much ended up collecting a few more or less as presents. I mean, the salt and pepper ones were presents from last Christmas, which I really like them because they're salt and pepper, so that not only do they look cool, but they're also Spider-Man and the red and blue and black symbiote, which obviously if you're a Spider-Man fan, anything that's sort of black suit Spidey is kind of what you want to grab. And the fact that the salt and pepper pots, and we just got a new house that year, and so the idea was, I think, was to kind of use them, but I just can't bring myself to use them in case anything damaged them, so I've just sort of left them on the side to get dusty. And then I got this guy in the Daredevil Season 1 Zavi exclusive steelbook, like a collector's thing. And then for my birthday, I got the Daredevil series Vigilante pop vinyl, and my sister bought me the one to do what I want with. She was trying to get me the White Ranger figure from Power Rangers, but he obviously went exceedingly expensive, so she thought I could have a plain one and try and do something with it myself. Which brings me to why I wanted to do this topic. Over here you'll see the blue, black, and the yellow Power Rangers. Now, me talking about my fandom of Power Rangers is going to be a vlog in itself when the time is right. But this is sort of where I am with pop vinyls. Now, I've been a fan of comic book stuff from memorabilia and sort of anything that's sort of nerd culture, or at least comic book culture, merchandise at its core is sort of my interest. And for anything sort of memorabilia, and especially for clothing, check out stylingonline.com. I found them years ago and I've bought a number of shirts from them. Not this one, but that is the only place you could find Guardians t-shirts first, so keep an eye on them. Because you can go out to, I can go to a whole bunch of local shops and I can find Spider-Man t-shirts, but then when you're walking around you can see all these other people that are Spider-Man fans, and they're not like, saying my level of fandom, it sounds big-headed, but like Spider-Man means so much more to me than a t-shirt I could buy in a shop that everyone else could buy. So if I'm going to get a Spider-Man t-shirt, I want it to be specific. Like, you know, people will look at that shirt and know it's Spider-Man, but they won't know quite what it is. So I want something that's going to be, I got Black Suit Spidey on top of Eddie Brock's Grey from the Craven storyline. Again, completely irrelevant. Doesn't matter. But Styling Online are awesome. And I remember years ago that I found the White Ranger, the Red Ranger, and the Pink Ranger for like $9.99. It's an American shop, but you can still buy it wherever you are. It's international. At least check it. But in England you can. And I kept seeing them and I was like, they're awesome. I mean, I love the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That my childhood, if it is one thing that's going to encompass all of it, it is Power Rangers. All right, that's a topic. So when I saw them, I was like, I really should buy these because they're awesome, and I always meant to go back to it, and I never bought them. Now, obviously, you can't buy them for any less than £600. You go try and find the White Power Ranger pop vinyl figure. He is expensive, the original run. And so really only a few months ago, earlier this year, Funko decided to finish off the collection. So you had white, red, and pink. They're out in the wilderness, and you can go buy them and spend far too much money trying to get them, all in the standard sort of pop pose, Hollywood Hogan. And they then decided to release the next four, which is black, blue, yellow, and green. Now, green is going to obviously be the one that's going to be most sought after, although I'm a White Ranger guy. But again, Power Rangers topic. And so my sister sent me the link originally because she saw it first, because she's got multiple groups on her Facebook page, and so she sent me the link. Pop in a Box is where I got mine from, because I wanted to make sure that I definitely got them. So I went directly to a pop vinyl supplier, which you should check them out. But again, you can find them anywhere, so Forbidden Planet, Zami, and Amazon, all the main recent retail places to sell memorabilia are going to be selling the new ones, I think. So I was like, do you know what? I'm not that big of a pop vinyl fan, but Power Rangers is the specific thing that's going to get me to buy them. And because I know I missed out with white, red, and pink, even though I don't love the pop vinyl style, but anything that is original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which, believe it or not, a few years back did more or less nothing. All right, to try and find anything that's going to be released that was new, apart from people like doing their own sort of artwork and things, any kind of new licensed stuff was pretty hard to come by. Whereas now it's really building up again, particularly for next year with the launch of the reboot and everything. So I can't wait as a Power Rangers fan to jump back into all this new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stuff, aside from the fact that Mega Bloks lost the license. But again, Power Rangers topic, when the time is right, is what I shall do a vlog about. So when black, blue, yellow, and green were announced, I just had to pre-order them. So I did. Green's out in January, I believe. And now since, they've released the pre-order pink, white, and red, but they're not these. So your traditional pop vinyl is just the one sort of stance, traditionally. Whereas the new white, pink, and red or in a bit more of a different pose, so you definitely know if you've got an original run or the modern ones. But to me, I just want to have all of them. So I've pre-ordered those 5 because that's what I really want, because I want them. White Ranger, you know, plus pink and red, you can't not have these, regardless. So it's going to bug me a little bit that I'm going to have these 3 in the traditional sense and another 3 in a more of an action pose, but I can mix them up and arrange them, and that's sort of where I am with pop vinyls, which is where they control the market, because like, I don't think they're the best things ever. I think they're awesome. I genuinely think they're awesome. I think all of the stuff that Funko do are brilliant little things, and I love the fact that they exist and it's all taken off, and like this whole pop culture has sort of encompassed this massive sort of umbrella of, well, an audience, really. If I want more like collectible things I'm going to go to, I'm going to be more drawn to probably toys, and particularly like minifigures, Mega Bloks. I'm a fan of those. But like pop vinyls are the one thing that sort of, if anyone's going to get the license to these things that you love that they're probably forgotten, it's going to be Funko. So which sort of brings me to my whole sort of point is that I don't particularly, I'm not drawn to them massively. Again, some of them look nice, some of them don't look so good. I'm not a massive fan about having them all boxed everywhere. I'm like, I like them if I get them as gifts, if I just find something that I'm really, this is the character I want, like Power Rangers, and I'll pick them up, but otherwise I'm not drawn or compelled to try and complete any sort of collection. These are like £7 each. I think that's ridiculous when these are £10. It seems like, it just doesn't seem right. These are also £10. I don't know, Hollywood Hogan. He came in WWE 2K16 special edition, I think, before he got fired for questionable reasons. So what would I actually like? What if Funko is going to watch Mini Bloks Vlogs episode 16 pop vinyls, what would I tell them to get the licenses for to make me go buy some more? So for me, the 3 things that are always at the top of my list that are sort of nostalgic, which have a cult following, which is something that means a great deal to me from my childhood, and therefore I'm going to be drawn to them specifically no matter what they do, no matter what part of my life I'm in, and that is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, tick, Biker Mice from Mars, and Bucky O'Hare. Now if you do Biker Mice from Mars and Bucky O'Hare, I'm going to lose my mind, because Biker Mice tried to make a comeback and then sort of just fizzled out, and Bucky O'Hare's been dead since the early 90s. Not literally, I'm fairly sure he's still alive somewhere out there. If Bucky O'Hare and Biker Mice from Mars became pop vinyls, I would go mad for him. If they did Space Precinct, it would blow my mind. No one watches Space Precinct. I love Space Precinct. But pretty much that. So you've covered Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Anything else that's going to be Power Ranger related, I'm going to be interested in, and I'm fairly sure you're going to do Goldar and Rita and Lord Zed, and I'm going to have to try and buy them because Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you know? But if you did Biker Mice, and if you did Bucky O'Hare, I'm waiting, Funko. But that's me. That's what I like. What do you like? Has Funko not done a license that you want to see popularized into the Funko Pop thing? If there is, then let me know in the comments down below. If you also want to see Biker Mice from Mars and Bucky O'Hare make a comeback, particularly in pop form, then also let me know in the comments below. Or for a more direct way to get in touch with me, you can shoot me an email at minivlogsquestions on mbq@mail.com. But for everything else, nostalgic rants about growing up in the 80s to 90s, then just watch my videos every week for all of your craving needs. Spider-Man, Mini Bloks Vlogs. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much for watching my video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below to stay up to the latest from my channel. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest under Mini Bloks. What else would it be? And if you want to see some more toy videos, then go check out me unboxing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles classic figures from Mega Bloks on Mini Bloks Unbox. Or you can see me try my hand at Vector Man for the very first time, and it goes semi-badly over on Mini Bloks Plays. But for everything else pop culture, toys, video games, and rants, make sure to keep it locked to Mini Bloks.